Are we on? Matt and Kevin Allen. I'm just going to get comfortable here. I'd like to talk to you guys about a little thing called the birds and the bees. Have your parents had that talk with you yet? If not, don't worry. I'm about to have it with you. Coming up soon. It's 4:55 Eastern Standard Time. 4:56 now. The clock is ticking. The countdown is on. The birds and the bees coming your way in 3 minutes and 55 seconds.
Why did you walk off the set?
It was for dramatic effect. The birds and the bees, 3 minutes and 54 seconds. Boom.
Why are we even talking about birds and bees?
We're not really going to talk about birds and bees, my friend.
Hey, hello.
How's it going, everybody?
What's going on out there in the real world of social media platforms all throughout the entire world? We're actually in Tokyo right now. Tokyo.
It's pretty crazy.
Tokyo.
Konnichiwa?
I don't know.
I don't mean to brag.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
We just had a really cool call
That's
with
what you did.
a really cool dude.
TikTok personality.
A cool TikTok personality who is going to come up and actually film one of our episodes with us in the studio. So, whoops, I don't want that, actually. That's a little weird.
What?
It's like looking right at to my eye.
Oh, we're looking right up your shorts, huh?
Yeah, I don't want that.
Well, it's winter time. That's why I wear pants.
All right, there you go. All right, so hey, here we are again. We're back. Thank you on all of our devices everywhere. And this show is still unnamed. You can't see me on your platform over there. Hello. It's okay. You don't have to fix it.
No, I want to fix it.
It's all right. Okay. Thank you, man. Appreciate it very much. So how is everyone doing out there? How was your day? Did you get everything you're supposed to get done on a Tuesday? Did you pray? Did you start with praying this morning? Because I promise you didn't.
I did not. I'm being honest.
No, you know what? It's interesting you'd say that because I've talked to some people recently and they're like, so what's this new show you're doing?
Yeah.
And who's this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been an inquiry into you where there's probably a background check going on.
That's cool.
There's a background check going on.
That's all right. You already know my background.
Well, what?
I was honest with you.
Tell everyone again, just to give everyone.
I was incarcerated. I did a total of 4 years, spread out. Would violate probation, violate TS, transitional supervision.
You were incarcerated and you've been out and because I'd rather not
cleaned myself up. It's been almost 20 years since my original, my entrance into the world
system
of the Department of Corrections.
Yep.
I have been out since 2009 and have not looked back since.
Mm-hmm.
Got off probation with flying colors. Yep. Every probation officer I had this last time was very, very positive.
Mm-hmm.
I only had one, this guy, Terry Granitek, who was a complete and utter D word.
We talk like that, Matt?
We do. He deserved it. He looked me in the face after I had already just seen my probation officer. He comes down, sees me, looks me in the face and goes, "Oh, you're going back to jail." And I was just like, the negative, the BS for no reason whatsoever. Why? I'm over here doing great.
Do you think though, so I haven't had this conversation with you,
right.
But we're just kind of, what are we doing here first and foremost? Because the reason I got asked about what I'm doing with you is because, I do a lot of things on platforms, and
yes,
there's been an evolution of where I am today. And,
correct.
Starting off humbly with this podcasting, evolving also with, a different capacity of just different people along the way.
Right.
And now finding that I have a real
purpose.
Yeah. And this opportunity and, it's been God, clearly has given it to me. And with you saying you didn't pray, why didn't you pray today? Let me start with that.
Anxiety. I woke up this morning and from the moment I opened my eyes, I felt like I was behind. Mm-hmm. I felt like I didn't have time for me. I didn't have time to make anything right.
So you had anxiety from the beginning.
Yeah, anxiety.
So don't you think though, if you would have taken a minute to pray,
possibly,
and so when we say pray, right, one of the things that a lot of people get confused with is praying sometimes is actually you're talking, right? I mean, I'm speaking to God, and God's speaking to me, and sometimes it takes a few
times
practices to get to where that is, and I just say this because I'm not trying to say to anyone become a holy roller guy, but if you're confused, you're having a bad day, you got something you can do. It's a toolbox. It's in your toolbox.
And just
why didn't you use it since you know that?
Just like you were saying, look at yourself a year and a half ago, look at yourself
6 months ago,
15 years ago, because that's roughly our difference. 13 years.
Yeah.
Look at yourself 13 years ago.
Yep.
Where were you at?
15 years ago, I was still in the Department of Corrections, working, being a responsible father. I had not caused all the havoc in my life. I hadn't become I was an alcoholic, but not an alcoholic like
you were functioning.
A functioning alcoholic.
But all of this downhill spiral was coming.
Oh yeah, it was in the horizon.
So the way I'm viewing this now, partnering with you, friendship with you, a mentorship with you, I'm not, like you said, the holy roller. That's not me right now. Am I interested? Am I intrigued? Do I want to better myself? Do I believe that there is a higher power out there? Yes, I do. And the more that I am around you, the more that I see what you've done with your life, it's making me feel like, okay, maybe this is the right direction to go in. Do I agree with everything? No, I don't.
And so,
but could I in the future? Yeah, of course.
So what you're saying is it's good to not have diversity, right?
Yes.
And you're willing to expose your growth. And you're just like we do. I think
that's the best part of me on this is my growth.
So we're a podcast, though.
Oh yeah, we're a podcast.
We're gonna have fun.
We're gonna have a blast.
Do you think they should have a law in the books that legally you could arrest somebody that finishes the toilet paper in a public restroom and doesn't
notify someone?
Yeah,
there should be like beatings in the street.
No, see, bro,
we're different. We're different.
No.
Stonings? No stonings.
No,
we can't stone people in the street.
What are you talking about, bro? Seriously, that's
a horrible.
How does that make sense to say that?
Stoning?
No, not at all. Even just hurting somebody.
Well,
because in your DNA.
Yeah, it's in my DNA. It's the first place I went to.
Get your DNA fixed.
Was ancient times when people would drag someone out into the middle of the.
See what happens? I went sophomoric with you. I went childish with the toilet paper, and you automatically went totally ghetto.
ASAP. As soon as possible.
Yeah. So I mean, now I know I can't do that.
0 to 100 real quick.
You're not a professional that can handle that.
I am a professional that can handle that. Don't worry. Tomorrow we'll be in Cuba. We'll put up the green screen and we'll be in Cuba.
Yeah, Cuba.
Right on the beach.
I don't think they're going to Cuba tomorrow. But you know what? Tomorrow is the day that we're living for today. So
that's right.
Had a great call with some new possible content creators today. Some other great calls with some business things. And, I don't talk a lot about enough about. So Matt knows this and share here with some of the people that listen. I've had a lot of businesses in my life. And a lot of them have been failed.
Yes.
But one thing that's so obvious that where I am now and understanding where my partners fit, how my life is fit together, getting rid of some of that baggage and the scales along the way, bringing new people in, but this new found energy. Yeah. It's been, the reality show and is an amazing project. Our own podcasting, which we're still putting together. This is kind of still volunteer work to some degree.
Brand new. It is.
But,
yes.
Then, my other products in the nutraceutical space that are still alive and working. And I just say to everyone out there, if you're a young person and you want to be an entrepreneur, you should be someone who should think about it. What's that?
No, I'm saying to my
out there. Yeah, please. I
have a younger audience on.
Don't be afraid of being an entrepreneur and taking a step out there and on the edge, because it is exactly what makes and breaks those successful people and failed people. And if you want to be if you like being average, be average. I'm all for you being average. I'm not here to criticize anybody.
Dude, Michael Jordan took something like 25,000 shots. He missed 25,000 shots in his career.
I thought you were going to say he practiced 25,000 shots in practice.
No. He missed 25,000. Like there's an actual, they have the number down. It's like 25,847. I made a TikTok about it because some guy wanted to have
it was 100%.
Three-way with his best friend and girlfriend. And he was trying to get it to happen. And I was like, there you go. That's Michael Jordan took 25,000 shots. He missed 25,000 shots. So imagine how many times you have to shoot just to make one.
Were you really doing it in a perverse way?
Well, it's what remembered it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I remembered it.
So there you go. Matthew and his perversity will continue to go and fly.
It'll tame
at some point.
It'll tame.
So out there in the world of whatever social media platform we're on, we've been on for about 10 minutes, probably do 15, 20 minutes, see how it goes. The conversation's got to flow and it's got to be interesting. I do want to ask anyone that's listening here, watching us, the Prayed Up Network is a brand new launching network that is in the process of bringing in. We definitely have commitment from people that are going to be bringing their content on over to the network we've created.
Yep.
When we launch the entire network, we're going to have a plethora of so if you're out there, a little bit laggy on that one. Yeah, we got to get the internet. It is what it is. They fixed it.
Yep.
Fixed it already. Just talking about it fixed it.
Just got to mention it.
But if you're out there and you maybe want to create content, maybe you write articles. Maybe you do art.
Yeah.
Maybe you are an artist who sculptures.
We'd love to talk to you.
Maybe you do. You're a painter, or maybe you are maybe you're a physical fitness expert.
One of those gurus.
Exactly. Like I got my dude Steve is coming on, and I'll leave it till I confirm. But he's a big player in the MMA world. He's one of the guys that's connected to that world, and physically he's chiseled. But we're gonna get him coming on. He's a motivational speaker in the works as well. Motivational speakers. This is a place we're going to see a lot of motivational speakers. Comedians. I've now booked probably. Did I just go? I booked it. I think I was about ready to say I booked it, but I'm in the process of booking several different guests for a couple different platforms.
Okay,
and so
different tiers of comedy.
Yeah, so well, not comedy only, but all the different guests are going to come on. They're going to be on different shows. The reason I'm bringing this up is I want someone out there that's thinking about, well, I've been wanting to do this and I don't know how to do it. I'm more than happy to give you 5, 15, maybe even 30 minutes of a day. We pick a day. You can have Matt with myself, who has social media background. He also knows how to handle a camera and produce. We're in the capabilities of actually producing. We have another camera photographer who Joey will be coming on, Joey Rogers, who did my film for the pictures for my headshots.
Did your headshots.
Amazing. Big shout out to him and his organization.
Yeah, it came out really good. I was really shocked.
Yeah, he's amazing. So he wants to film with us. He wants to go out and get the field.
That'd be wonderful. That would be absolutely.
This is a big cup. I tell you, I love coffee these days,
got
man.
Lost in it. Is there sugar in it or no?
Is
there flavor?
There's a flavor in it, so I'm just.
So there's sugar in it.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, today's a bad day, but I've had a good couple days.
Sugar in this? 2 grams of sugar in this.
Just throw it away.
10% coconut water.
And there's gonna be sugar in your bar.
This has a lot of sugar in it. I bet. 25, 29.
Did you go out and cut any wood before you came over?
I did.
It's the look.
The lumberjack?
Yeah. But shouldn't judge, right? Because your question to me should be what?
How much weed have you smoked today?
Exactly, because this is called the drug rug, right?
That's right.
We
call it a drug rug because when you take it off, you throw it on the floor. That's it. No punchline. That's why they call it a drug rug.
Is that true?
Yeah. You wear it until and then you take it off and you throw it on the floor. Feel it.
Yeah.
Rug material.
Rug? Okay. Well.
Drug rug.
I'm not doing drugs in it, so I won't be making a rug out of it either. But
you can still make a rug out of it. It can be your love rug.
Topics of conversation. Topics for possible guests. People you'd like to see on here. Maybe people
Cat Williams.
We'll invite him. I'm not afraid to try to reach out for Cat Williams.
He'll come
I definitely think that we're going to have some people that are nationally recognized people that are coming on the show.
No names. Don't drop yet.
I'm not dropping any names because I'm not going to. Anything I learned, thank you for pausing me, but one thing I learned is unless, once it's inked up, man, we can talk about it, but we're not talking about it until it's inked. What I want to talk about is a safe place to have conversations. Understand one thing, that this entire platform that we're building, the Prayed Up Network, everything that's transitioned, everything I've learned from the day that I started this journey in my walk has prepared me to understand my role in this
multi-faceted,
talented people bringing people together journey has been that we don't judge people here. Nope. We don't deny people. We don't want to take, and stymie your conversation.
Right.
At the same time, if it ain't respectful and it ain't positive, it ain't happening.
Right.
Because I'm all about positive energy. Now, if we have a debate over something, you can still have a positive debate.
Right.
Remember back in the old days, you had the table?
Yeah.
And people would talk at the table?
Yeah.
I think producer Mark was talking about that.
Yeah, I was reading that actually. He sent that in the text. What was I going to say?
What do you think? He's a little weird, huh?
What?
Mark's a little weird?
No, I like Mark.
You were saying off the air that you're like, this dude's strange. Why is he acting? This is what you said to me.
No, I said I thought that
I can't even lie anymore. I can't even do this. I felt so bad just doing that because I was acting.
Why do it? It's good though, but it's good because it like you could have kept going with it.
Yeah.
But no, you
didn't
remember what I said? I said I like.
I said he's weird. No, I didn't say that either.
No. You cut a joke, and I just said that I think that joke might have cut into him a little deeper.
Cut like a knife.
Yes, because when he threw that hat on, he did.
Yeah. Am I a bully?
Funny.
Am I a bully?
No, you're not.
No, look at me. Am I a bully? Your face right now is saying I'm a bully. I'm a bully.
No.
So I don't want to bully anybody anymore. So
you're talkative. You're not a bully.
I just like to talk a lot.
Yeah, me too. I like to talk. But I like to listen as well. That's why I think, this is a good little team here because I can shut my mouth every now and again.
I watched Theo. I like
Theo Thon.
Theo Thong.
That sounds like
that's
a bad guy from
my new
anime.
name for Theo is Theo Thong.
Theo Thong.
Because he doesn't know how to say a lot of words. So Theo Thong. I was watching him.
Dude, I was watching Bad Friends today.
Bad Friends?
Yes, that's the one with Bobby Lee and his redheaded friend there. I forget his name.
Okay,
comedian, very funny guy.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yep.
Even. I just forget his name at the moment. But they were talking about Theo Vaughn and how Theo ran from Hollywood to go back to Alabama or Texas because he couldn't handle it.
Yep.
Oh, live age restricted. Hit okay.
I don't know what's going on there.
You'll be fine.
So Theo had on some really cool guests that I was watching, and I binge watch all these. But he had on Sasso, the
Will Sasso
from Mad.
Yes, Mad TV.
Dude, I've never understood.
Hilarious.
Dude, his impersonations
are incredible. Did he do Jesse Ventura?
Yes.
Jesse the Body Ventura. Who nails it?
He nails it. Yeah. Because Theo was like saying, I just interviewed Jesse the Body, and it was like in this clandestine, like broken down motel somewhere. And he's like, I'll give you 30 minutes, kid. And then he's like 3 hours later, and all he did was talk about himself. And it was hilarious. Did I just touch your?
Nope, you didn't. You touched the pillow.
Man touching skin.
Don't worry, it's all right.
But it was funny because Sasso being a comedian, and this is what I want to say, like comedians, I want to put together a really amazing comedic show that is going to be centered around people that don't need to swear and tell dirty jokes in order to get humor. And they're out there. So I know Matt has a whole different version of what his world is. And, that's his journey. But for me and what we put together with the Prayed Up Network, we want to start producing some of that. And it's, we can be better. We can do better tour. And the tour that we're going to be putting together, which is going to be traveling with speakers, could certainly use some of that.
Absolutely.
So I'm just chilling. I'm sitting back right now.
Yeah, this is nice and comfortable. I like this little cowboy thing I got going on over my shoulder here. Yeah. They can't see it on TikTok. It's all lit up over here.
I've got a lot of good compliments about the dog.
The dog and the cat.
Yeah, the dog.
Like if on TikTok, if you can see this dog here looks petrified because this cat over here is giving him the evil eye. Like, go ahead and move.
The snake eye.
Yeah, he's watching him and he's gonna attack him. We know cats are much stronger.
Your desires in in your industry, and you don't want to have a 9-to-5 job.
I mean, I would do this 9 to 5.
No, but you don't want to go.
No, I don't want to do a 9 to 5.
What do you want to do for a job?
I want to entertain people, make people laugh,
get
make
paid
them feel feelings.
Be a creator.
Yeah.
Be in the creative space and get paid.
Yes, be in the creative space and get paid. That would be my ideal career path.
What do adults around you think do they always discourage you?
No, they do the complete opposite. They tell me that if I don't make it, if I don't do something with this, it's a waste of talent.
Oh, so they see you have this talent.
I've had a lot of people who have come to me and told me.
I know you have. Listen, you have a lot of talent, and I think this part of your journey is going to help you understand how you really can use that talent to benefit where you're going. Because I think the place you've been trying to go, The doors have been locked
Yeah.
out because you didn't belong there.
I didn't get in there quick enough either.
But you didn't belong there.
No, I didn't. I was in the wrong path. That's another thing. Make sure you pick the right lane. You pick the wrong lane and put all your energy and your eggs in one basket, and you trip, stumble, or you can't keep up to the speed of the lane, you're going to get bypassed and you'll end up getting lapped and you're left behind.
So we're doing some NASCAR analogies here,
A little bit.
here, and appreciating that, Matt, with the NASCAR Talladega Nights.
Ricky Bobby.
Shake and bake.
I wake up in the morning and I enjoy my day.
Who's your favorite comedian of all time?
Dave Chappelle.
He kills it.
He is.
Did you like? Was it better when he was on Comedy Central stuff, or the raw stuff in the beginning, or
in the beginning? He had this one joke about a baby selling crack, and it was quite possibly the funniest thing I've ever. It's 3:00 in the morning, and he winds down the window to his limo, and he sees a baby, and he's like, "Hey, baby, what are you doing on the street corner?" And the baby's like, "Shut up! I'm out here making money, mother." And it was the funniest thing that I've ever heard. And I mean, I'm a fan of Daniel Tosh as well. Daniel Tosh, I think, is a great comedian. I like Theo Vaughn.
Is that Tosh 2.0?
Yes, Tosh.0. Tosh.0. Yep.
Shout out to Josh. Tosh.
Daniel Tosh.
Danny Tosh 2.0. Shout out to you.
I don't know about.
Is it 1.0?
No, it's Daniel Tosh.
Yeah.
And the show is Tosh.0.
0.0. There you go.
He does like.
If you want to come on our show, that's we'd be more than happy.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to have Daniel Tosh.
Reach out to Mark and see if we can book him.
Oh my gosh, Anthony Jeselnik. Do you know who he is?
No.
You won't like him. His humor is very offensive. It's right up my alleyway. Yeah. I love it. I think that he's hilarious. He made a joke about he's got some jokes, man.
Do you remember ever being entertained as a child without having to hear swears?
Yes.
What was that? What kind of things that made you happy, smile back then, like without swears?
Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
You got to all right here just so you can get a little idea of how it happened for me.
What happened? The Hulk Hogan. You did something?
No. This is why my sense of humor is the way that it is. Awesome. I am 41 years old. When the Challenger space shuttle blew up, I was 6. Not Sally Ride. There was the teachers, McAulife's, Krista McAuliffe, or McAuliffe or whatever. And she went up into the spaceship. The spaceship blew up.
Yeah.
My dad came to me a little later that day. So after crying in school, I come home and my dad says to me, "What color were her eyes?" And I said, "I don't know, Dad. What color?" And he said, "Blue. One blue this way, one blue that way." That's the earliest joke that I have memory of.
How old were you?
I was 6.
Your father sounds like a sick guy.
My father is. My dad used to come home.
No
from
disrespect
work.
to Pops, but that's a little crazy.
He's a bad guy. He beat Mom, but anyways, he used to come up to us after work, and we'd be, "Oh, Dad's home." He would lose his job and then hide upstairs in the bedroom. We wouldn't see him. He wouldn't come out to play with us or nothing. But when he did come around, he would always have some little joke. He'd walk up, "Oh, I got something for you," and we'd be like, "Well, yeah, right." And he'd be like, "No, seriously, here, take it." So you stick your hand out, and he goes and farts. Yeah.
He sounds a real classy guy.
Yeah, real classy guy.
Really. So you're saying you learned a lot of this sort of stuff from your dad in the beginning stage.
When I was a very, very young, very impressionable. Yeah. So that is what built my sense of humor. And for almost 40 years of my life, I never had another individual come along and say, "Hey, holy God, stop saying these things." Mm-hmm. I would have people introduce me as my friend Matt. People who say anything and they're like, "Oh, okay." And they'll be like, No. Matt says everything. Mm-hmm. Just brace yourself.
But do you think that's worked for you up to this point?
With people, with my relationships, yeah. When it comes to my comedy, it got me at Mohegan Sun. Like it got them requesting me to do that bit at Mohegan Sun. I did that one bit where I lied and said I wanted to be a motivational speaker. Get up there, start talking about, the wind had to be blowing a certain way. The sun had to shine just perfectly on you. Really get them eaten out of the palm of my hand. Get someone who had a really bad day and start talking about all these things and how they're meant to be here. And then all of a sudden go in depth about their parents having relations. Yes, in depth, deep, like all that. And that was what, because it was, I had the crowd eating out of the palm of my hand, and then they were coming up to me after the show.
Did you get asked back?
Yeah.
So they like that kind of slimy humor.
Yeah. They liked the fact that I could control the crowd.
Yeah.
That was their thing. They were like, what was your goal? And I was like, I wanted people uncomfortable. I didn't get up here to make people laugh. I got up here to control how people felt. I wanted them to feel uncomfortable, uneasy. I wanted them to be like, oh God, cringe. I wanted them to feel
You're getting a little crazy eye right now.
I get into acting.
Yeah, I can tell.
I love acting.
So
if I can control what an audience is feeling, that's a wonderful feeling. That's a natural high. I hate to say it that way, but yeah, that's like, you know how runners talk about the runner's high. When it gets like that, when I've got control, when I've got it like that, I'll go. And that's when the improv comes on.
What was the worst thing you did as a kid? You remember as a child? Like if you look back now and around that 6-year-old, impressionable age.
That age?
Yeah, what was the worst thing you ever did as the first worst thing you ever did as a kid? Like, so 12 years old?
I was a great kid up until 17. 17, for some odd reason, I was just like, F it. I had a paintball gun and we were driving around in town and we were shooting the oncoming cars. We hit windshields. We did that. We hit up.
Did you get arrested?
Nope. There was a thing in the paper about it though, so we could have got.
Could you get arrested now?
No, statute of limitations. That's the only reason I'm talking about it. We took eggs and we were going around Navy housing and hitting houses and cars. There were a bunch of Jeeps with their tops down. And we just throw the eggs into there and try to get them into like the radio
station. What do those people do to you? Why?
Nothing. There was no rhyme or reason.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And all the crap I've ever done, I've never wanted to hurt somebody's stuff for no reason. That's a special kind of different.
Yeah. I went around with my friends and we just.
That's where like, you know what? The punk, that would be a title.
We all have those.
So why do you think you lean towards doing that instead of staying on the right track? What pushed you over the edge on that one?
I had a bad relationship with my stepdad.
Oh, so your dad left, who was not a good inspiration. Then a stepdad came in,
who at first would like hang out with us and play, wrestle, do all the shit that dad would do.
Yeah.
And then once he had my mom, it was nothing.
Do you think when you look back that you kind of feel like maybe your
mom chose him over us?
No. I was gonna say though, maybe you have daddy issues.
I don't like guys. I don't like many guys.
Because of that introduction.
I have this thought process in my head that most guys are going to be like my father.
Let you down, be bad examples, all that.
Beat up women, treat people like garbage, expect other people to do for them. Mooches, basically. Yeah. Like just lazy deadbeats.
What's the worst characteristic of yourself that you don't like? Like if you picked something I don't like about myself that I wish I could change.
My self-esteem.
So you feel like you don't have self-esteem. So that's odd because now, and I get that because to some degree I understand that.
That's why I do what I do.
A lot of people will ask me, and I'm sure you get the same thing. Like you talk on stage, you go in front of 5,000 people, or 500 million people, or whatever it was with the Chinese people. You always doing that thing, whatever it was. And just I don't think when I'm in front of crowds, me personally, I get more excited to talk. Yeah. But I also know when I come off stage, I don't want to talk one-on-one with anybody.
No? Oh, I don't want to stop talking.
Yeah, I need to get like I can do the one-on-ones, but I have two different people.
Yeah.
And that needs to be distinct. So when like you've done comedy, you've been on the set of some plays, and you've been done plays. You're doing a pilot now for a talk show kind of style thing.
TV show, yeah.
TV show. If you picked one thing out of all those things, including TikTok and doing this, what would be the one thing you'd want to do full time right now?
Acting.
All right.
If I could get a job acting. Right. Full time on any show. It doesn't matter what I was doing. Okay. I don't have to be the main character. I don't have to be anything. I could be the guy on the side who all you see is my elbow. I'm able to help make that production better somehow. Then that's what I do.
All right. So officially, you're hired as the acting role of the show.
Okay, so I'm the actor.
Playing Matt.
Stupendous.
So you're hired. You've achieved your goal now.
Beautiful.
What's the next 30 years look like for Matt?
It's going to be stupendous. I'm going to be able to do what I want to do for a living, what I love. I'm going to be able to do what I love.
Why?
For a living. If I'm an actor.
What's the one thing that makes you most excited about that change in your life happening?
I love being on set. I love being around the other actors. I love being around the crew. But I just
You want to be famous?
No, I don't care about that. I really don't. If I never got famous and I was an actor but I was an actor,
yeah,
I'm in.
So
It's honestly, it is for the love of it. I love it that much.
interesting.
Yeah.
So when I was in high school, I wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
And actor.
Let's build you an IMDb page.
Actor was what I said.
An actor.
Actor. Because KevinAlan is a fancy name.
Now you know where that name came from, and I better get credit for that.
Kevin
I
Alon,
created that. KevinAlan.
You know what my actor's name would have been if I had pursued a career? And anyone from Montville, any of my dudes, Pat, Richardson, Chris Pomeroy, Richard Acanero, any of you guys who might pop on here, Kevin. I figured I came up with Kevin. You explain my last name. It's just I don't even use my government name. It's KevinAlan. It's really what I roll by.
Right.
But Kevin T. Haven. That was going to be my acting name.
I would run with the Alon. T. Haven's not bad. I like Todd Jenkins. That's what I was going to do.
Kevin T. Haven. Why do you think actors need to choose a different? Like I know, like my name's like Kevin Skolchek, starring in the role. It just doesn't sound sexy.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be sexy. I mean, this doesn't sound attractive. It's not an attractive name.
Jerry Seinfeld's not an attractive name.
No, but it fits in a roles. Like we've been trained to think that about him.
Yeah,
no one's going to train you at my point in my life where you're going to be like this. Yeah, who?
Brad Pitt. Right. I'm sure that's not his real name.
I don't know. I don't know what Brad Pitt's
Matt Damon.
Doesn't Hollywood scare you though? Like I think about Hollywood, and you think of like you just said, like
Illuminati stuff.
Theo moved out away from it.
Like if I got pulled out and they were like, "Hey, check it out. We're going to give you 20 movies, $200 million, but you got to do some stuff that you're not cool." No. Because it's not about like I said, it's not about the fame, it's not about the fortune. It's strictly
we're gonna get Jimmy Levy on. Jimmy Levy's a friend of mine. If you remember, Jimmy Levy was on American Idol. Okay. And he competed in American Idol, and he placed high out of Miami. He then was practicing his faith of Judaism, and is that the right word?
Judaism.
Judaism. Yeah. He was a Jew. And he converted from his faith to Christianity.
Oh, wow.
After his experience in Hollywood proved to him that it was just so dirty and nasty, he left Hollywood. He turned to I don't know. I let him tell his story. Millions of dollars on the table, walked away, and now he's doing music with Forgiato Blow, that kind of and all the guys that are out there doing that. But Jimmy is a beautiful voice. He's in his own stratosphere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's beautiful. And so I want to hear his story. So we'll bring him on because I think it's interesting to hear that. I'll talk a little. I gotta get something to drink.
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dead air.
Yeah, I know. What am I going to talk about?
I don't care.
It's just me. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to cross any lines or anything. But I don't know.
Dead air, or else you get taken off the set.
Yeah, I know. That's the terrible part. So I guess I'm just going to go in and talk about the stuff that I know. Wrestling. I've been watching wrestling a lot lately. I stopped watching when I was a kid. Got back into it recently. I forget exactly what it was that got me into it. Maybe LA Knight. That dude was like, yeah. I don't know. He reminds me of Stone Cold and The Rock back from the Attitude Era. I was big into that. I was when I was a kid. I was big into wrestling. I loved it. Now it's, oh my God, with Vince McMahon, that whole thing. And it's getting worse day by day by day. Now they're talking about the guy could face jail time. He's actually like
why is he gonna get jail time?
Sexual trafficking. And he tried to do an NDA when it was a public company. If it wasn't a public company, he would have been able to get away with the NDA that he had drawn up. But apparently this NDA that they had is complete trash. Yeah. It's.
I'm not. Believe me, I'm not a fan. I mean, it's all just. It is for a reason of some sort. I don't know why, but who knows what it is. Hey, listen, great job right there.
Thank you.
So, last 5 minutes, interview me. Ask me anything.
Okay.
Go ahead.
KevinAlan. Word is you wanted to be an actor as a child. Please fill me in and tell me what caused you to steer away from that lifetime goal of becoming the actor.
So quickly, yes, I did actually, and I always had this feeling like I was different, you know, and I always felt like I was performing, and always, right?
Yep. So felt like you were on stage.
It had a lot to do with my childhood, and you talking about it, getting how putting this book together is giving me an opportunity to really look at that stuff of like how I became who I am, and but I graduated from high school. Didn't really have any plan. I thought I was going to work at EB or maybe become a cop, whatever. So I went to the National Guard, came home, got hired by Corrections, Department of Corrections. And in between that time and the time I got hired at 21 years old, I still wanted to act, but I was not really pursuing it until I took the test for corrections. This is a true story. And back then we had pagers. We didn't have phones.
Right.
So I was at the gym and I took the test. And I remember just thinking, my mom called, paged me. I called home. And she's like, you got a letter from the state department, corrections, whatever, you took that test. You want me to open it I'll wait for you to open it when I get home. So she wanted me to open it. So I went home, I opened it. I remember reading it. And it goes, congratulations. You're starting on January 23rd and show up at this time and you got the job. And I remember saying to her, I go, oh man, I don't know. I just put a deposit on a motorcycle. I was going to go out to the West Coast and try to become an actor right before that happened. And so I was gonna go out in the spring and just drive across the country. I was gonna live a dream, and that was my dream. And then it didn't happen.
So then you got the job, and that's kind of what took away from you becoming the actor.
And I think when you look at like where after I went through the job, retired early at 42, got into politics, and that's where all of my trouble started with alcohol, with thinking I was the Don Juan of the neighborhood. All my business deals, opening a bar just so I could have attention.
Yeah.
All these things were going on in my life, spiraling out of control, going from like just being put on a pedestal to the falling to ruins, caused me to look back. And I think when I look back, this has been where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk, and I'm fairly good at it.
So I guess it's a good thing you didn't go out to the West Coast on a motorcycle.
I think I would have gotten probably into the seedy part of the industry.
Yeah, you think so?
I think I would have gotten into this because I was settled. I would have been hungry, and I think I wouldn't have been good enough because I did take some acting classes in community college at Mohegan Community College, and you got to be really old to know where that is. There actually was a Mohegan Community College.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember Three
Rivers.
Rivers.
I say it now. People think it's Mohegan Sun. No, there was a Mohegan Community College before Three Rivers. They renamed it. Yep.
Wow. So you're older than me.
54.
Substantially.
Thank you.
Anytime. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Yeah. So, wow, that kind of throws me off my game a little bit. I didn't know. No, I didn't know there was a Mohegan Community College.
That's what the whole story is about. Mohegan Community College. It throws you off your game.
Yeah,
you don't have a follow. You don't have a
no. I do have a
so
follow.
Your interview style right now is getting it. You're probably about a 70 percentile.
That's okay.
You pick it up a little bit. Next question,
Kevin. When you decided not to become an actor and you decided to go into the Department of Corrections, do you think that was the beginning? Or do you think it was when you went into politics that you started to have the downward? Now, when I say the downward spiral, that also includes that uprise. That also includes all the great things that you were doing because on the side, you weren't doing good.
Listen, I started when I was a kid, man. We didn't have the easiest upbringing. I was visiting family members in prison, or not having power sometimes, not having heat. Being dyslexic. I grew up dyslexic. I still to this day can't spell.
Yeah.
Spelling's I cannot spell a word. I'm obviously intelligent. I know that. I mean, it's not the question of intelligence and understanding how these kind of things can affect people. I have dyslexia, but I have the third eye dyslexia, which gives me a whole I have a memory of everything that's visual or I experience, not by writing or mathematically, but in an extreme. I remember everything that's happened in my life back to about when I was 5. And when I was 5, something happened to me. I was just telling the story today, and it's so crazy. When I was like 5 to maybe like 7, I would eat glass.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that story?
You told me yesterday. But
yeah, so I was telling you, I was talking to some other people about it. And last few weeks talking about it. Like I would just take the glass ornaments off the tree, and I would stare at like the whole room full of kids and go, start eating it. And I never
I was always a sweet kid. Everyone thought I was a sweet kid, nice kid. Like that's just demented when I think back of what was going on. And now I know through some therapy and some really deep soul searching that some things happened to me as a kid.
Yeah.
And I had a babysitter at 8 years old. That we talked about that. But Stormy Daniels of all people, we admitted that. And that was liberating to actually say that for the first time because it really exposed why I had such a deficiency in controlling my, my thinking I'm a Don Juan,
Right.
And so, but this, having open, honest conversation, I do think I got into what I'm doing now in podcasting because I never successfully went after my dream.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah, no, it does. Because you're still technically kind of chasing your dream. Did you want to become famous or did you want to become an actor?
I wanted to be famous.
You're still.
I wanted to be famous because I wanted to have money.
Right.
And I wanted to have I knew what it was like to grow up like in a trailer poor and and I wanted always to have something successful.
Right.
And I think that's one of my biggest issues is I want to be successful so bad. I didn't know how to be successful. So I've had important people in my life. My first wife, she shaped me who I am. I give her all credit. Melissa's the most beautiful person I know. I've only had 2 relationships in my life, her and Paula.
Really?
And since Paula and I ended, it's been like.
So that explains.
Yeah, that's a lot of why I'm 54 years old. I haven't had 2 relationships.
Yeah.
Even after me and Missy broke up, but I communicate with her, Melissa, that is, and
that's good.
But it's that learning lesson of I think I never let go of that dream.
Yeah.
I didn't plan this. This is just organic.
Right. Yeah. Well, and the questions that I'm asking are not pre-planned either. So I don't have any questions that were pre-written or anything along those lines. This is us winging it. Mm-hmm. So now I know we were talking about time. How much time do we have left?
Keep going, man. I'm not going to stop something like this. Just keep going. Yeah.
So you found out that you had some things happen to you as a child.
Mm.
When did you come to the realization that something happened?
Well, I always knew. I just ignored it. I always ignored some.
When did you accept it?
Paula, when Paula was in my life, she was a great asset to advocate for.
Was this a long time ago? Or?
No, it took me to even. I talked a little bit about it probably 5-6 years ago. I think I was like scratching at it, but I was ignoring it because I was still drinking. Mm. And I stopped drinking about 2 years ago. And then when it came out with, like I said,
congratulations, by the way.
What's that?
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And anybody out there struggling, you can quit alcohol, drugs. You can get off all mental health issues. I had it all, man. I mean, I went through every aspect of the spectrum of someone that loses, control of their life. You know? And I mean, to some degree, this is kind of weird, huh?
What?
Is this a little weird the way I'm sitting?
No, you're fine.
I feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, what does that say about my interview skills?
It says something good. I gotta steal this pillow.
Yeah, steal it.
You got the pillow next to you?
You're good. You steal that pillow.
I feel like I want a pillow here.
You can get a pillow or a blanket. You want to hug the pillow?
No, I'm good. I was gonna hug the pillow while I talk.
Yeah, but why not? Hug the pillow.
But
this is a comfortable spot.
It is. You should feel like this is a therapeutic moment.
Yeah.
Listen, we all have have dreams and hopes and there he's hugging his pillow, right?
I'll hug a pillow.
We all have these dreams and hopes, and a lot of these dreams and hopes are really built on tragedy.
Yeah.
So I think about when you're a kid, you're building your future, and all of a sudden, like your future is like based on an imagination because you're trying to get out of the place you're at.
Yeah.
So everything I built in my head from the time I was a child, until up to about 52 years old. Even in the stableness of my wife and I, Melissa and I, raising our kids, because I was a great father. I never deviated from being responsible as a father. Right. Big houses, extra toys, cars, vacations, all whatever things you're supposed to have in the world we live in. But I look back and the one thing has been and it was me not having the one foundation that was missing all the time. And I knew it, but I just ran away from it. Was God. Was God by far. God put when I found God, it gave me that ability to go back into my life and realize everything that had put me in. It was a journey. This last year, today just popped up on my phone. The last year, the memories the iPhone does, and it popped up. It was sad to see. There were some things there that ripped my heart out, man. And like, I'm moved on from life and some things that have happened in my life with business relationships and personal relationships. But the one thing that I can tell you that it hurts going through that painful moment.
Yeah.
But it is how you come out of it, right? And that's why this is what it's about, man. Like I'm not being like cocky, but for those people that have hated on some of the things that, and, you know, there's a few people that are hating that are probably going to watch this right as soon as it gets out there, because that's just who they are. And I just say to them, man, I don't hate you. I love you. And I can tell you this. I know it's frustrating to watch because it's obvious where we're going. And I know that. And so I say it in a very humble way that I want to help other people.
Right.
So the same dreams I had as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
there's grown-ups, there's X's and you know, not X's, but Generation X, whatever, millennials, whatever you are. Don't give up on the dream.
Ever.
But also understand you got to survive, you got to be responsible, and you got to make it. If you can make it happen. I never knew how to make it survive. I was all in on one thing or not. And that's where my, to answer your question, it took a long time. My focus on trying to achieve something, I was so in that I sat and looked at everyone around me, including my kids over the last year, man. I was on the road for 9 months last year. Yeah. 9 months of the year. I was, flew, I think 30 times across the country, going, on a lot of stages, interviewing people, getting a taste of like, what's it going to be like? It was humbling.
The jet setter life.
When I was at I wouldn't say jet setter because I've ridden on a lot of Greyhound buses and I continue to like Greyhound buses. It's a humbling way to travel. But I was at CPAC, which is, doing interviews down there. And I remember getting out of the media drop-off area. And I got out and somebody started yelling my name. Like, KevinAlan. And it was somebody from Connecticut. And then literally I walked over to him and other people. I didn't do autographs or anything. It was the first time that said to me, yeah. But you got to remember, I was a politician.
Right.
So I had some experience where I felt that kind of relationship. But working in this industry, it's different because you have to be monetized to get to the next level. Yeah. And that's been my struggle figuring that out. But since some amazing people came out of our lives.
Have you ever signed any autographs? Have you had anybody do that yet? Mm-hmm. I had my first one. I was in Walmart and someone recognized me from
in Waterford?
No, in Norwich.
Okay.
I was in Norwich Walmart and a guy was with his kid and he said, "Were you in a Lifetime movie?" Just out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And I turn around and he goes, "Were you in a Lifetime movie playing a security or a corrections officer?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Yeah." Dude was like, "Oh, I saw the
That's cool. You got to play a CO when you're
I got to play a CO. I was a former inmate."
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
See, so that's there's that kind of so there's a group of people that also are going to watch this and they're going to say, "Look at these two guys, grow up."
Yep.
I don't necessarily know if I want to argue with them.
Get a real job.
I get it. No, but I get it. Like, I understand.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Well,
I don't get it. They're jealous. They want to be doing this. All BS aside, they want to be doing this. You got
one of the things that I know I did.
Are your responsibilities taken care of?
Well, they weren't up to when I started taking.
Are they right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting. Yes, I'm back on track.
Mine are taken care of.
But my responsibilities are also to people and to also deliver the right message from my God. Like my Lord and Savior has chosen me to do this piece in my life. He's provided for me.
Right.
So I want to make sure that my job coach, I say it all the time, is God. That's my job coach. So, but I think putting in perspective is as long as we can get good energy from people, no one should be negative about anything. I don't care if you're chasing a dream, you're going for an education, you want to learn a new skill, or
you could be 50 years old and have never done anything. And for an example, Morgan Freeman was trying to break into the industry forever. Finally did when he was in his late 50s.
Yep.
How many people do you think told him to get a clue, get a real job, get a life? Yeah. And now Morgan Freeman is one of the most recognized voices, one of the most recognized actors.
It's
A-list.
I mean, I'm hoping that's the case, right?
Hey, you never know, man. You never know.
So we have a few people coming up here. Proverbs 9 verse. Thank you, Rustin. Appreciate that there. If you're out there, share us on your Facebook pages and all that stuff too.
I'm gonna pull this one because it's
pull it.
My phone's about to die.
So, anyways, let's wrap it up with a few thoughts from Matt, and then I'll wrap it up with my closing thoughts on this exclusive interview, fireside interview with KevinAlan and Matthew, or KevinAlan and Matthew Perry. No, that's not even funny. He just passed away, dude.
Yeah,
that's disgusting. Sad. That's not even. I'm being seriously. I'm not happy that I just did that. I didn't mean it that way because I just said it like it rolled. Matthew Perry, what a tragedy, man! I never knew he was that broken. Did you know he was that broken?
No, I had no clue.
you think entertainers are broken people?
Why else do you think we want the
Attention.
love and attention and adoration of fans?
It's funny because when you look at like entertainers or comedians and CEOs are some of the highest rates of suicide and overdoses.
Really?
Well, I don't know about comedians. I shouldn't say it that way. But CEOs, like we have an average life expectancy of 57 years old.
No.
I'm 54.
Oh man.
All right, take it away. I'm going to let you wrap it up. You got it.
Well, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for watching. We really do appreciate everything. I'm Matt. This is Kevin.
Yes.
And we just want to say thank you. And we'll see you tomorrow. That's it. What about you? Yeah.
Hey, I want to say thank you as well. Listen, the Prayed Up Network will be coming to you with new content. If you're out there, you're listening, you're sharing this, please go down, subscribe. I don't know what I'm subscribing to right now, but just subscribe and follow us. Follow. That's follow button. Because the follow button actually builds the algorithm and we're able to grow. If you have something that's going on, like a topic you want me to talk about, or maybe a subject, or maybe an event you want me to talk about.
Or if you have any questions for us.
Questions. We should do an open phone in. Well, I'd like to do live phone in when people call in. We'll work on that. I'm going to get some internet here so we don't have any laggy issues. And the new studio where we'll be filming in studio, we'll be giving you updates really soon on that. I appreciate you all checking us out. I know this is slow start again. I've rebuilt a platform a few times. I got some experience here, so I'm not afraid of doing this. I'll do it because right now I know this is all in God's plan. I want to wish everyone a really beautiful, quiet, cool February evening, Tuesday evening. Just go home and chill. Have some soup. Maybe if I was having soup tonight, I would want to have hamburger soup. That's the soup I would have. I love hamburger soup. I just
clam chowder, the whites, New England.
Not just on a cold day. That's like to me, it'd be like I want to have
my favorite.
Something hearty. But then again, I understand.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. So you can have some clam chowder, or you can have some hamburger soup, or whatever soup you want. Just go out and just
as long as you're having soup.
Having soup. That's right. Have some soup, and make sure you do. One thing is. I use the word stay, but make sure you're prayed up. Prayed up is what it's about. Make sure you're turning to God for all these questions. If you're out there and you're feeling like maybe you are suffering from something, you don't have answers to it. Maybe you feel like no one's paying attention or there's nobody to talk to. Maybe you're feeling like you're broken, right? And I can tell you all those things I've been. All those things I can associate. Send me a private message. I will help you find resources no matter where you are. I have lots of resources with professionals. I'm not a doctor, but I will help you find that. So if you're suffering from mental health and addictions of any type and you don't know where to go, send me a message and we will help you find some solutions in your area. Have a great and beautiful